Hey guys, what's going on? This is CastScarab9,
And this is NateSpidey18 here.
and we are here with our end of the year video.
And in this video, we plan to recap some of our major accomplishments, setbacks from 2022, and our goals moving on to 2023.
That's right, Nate. So, let's get this started. So, for starters, we got our setbacks of 2022 and issues within this year. So, we're going to start off with the negatives before we move into the positives, because that way we end on a positive note. So, Nate, why don't you go first? Tell us about probably some of the biggest setbacks we've had this year as a team or as a channel, or we can even go into just personal setbacks, because we've had an awful lot this year. Like, 2022 has been rough on everyone. So,
Yeah.
but
I
yeah,
mean,
what do you got?
setbacks, it's probably like content creation and dealing with school and all that shit. Like, especially when trying to do your personal life and you're trying to come here and work. But with content creation, it's quite difficult because for me, I wanted to like split off from just Halo. Like especially with Halo, because this was before Infinite got its custom game browser and Forge, so Halo content's been dry.
Oh yeah, we definitely had real big problems with Halo Infinite, especially within the first, like, almost the entire year. 2022 was just a shit year for Halo, and 343 wasn't really doing much about it, and especially whoever they have as their multiplayer manager, not really doing the best job with the store or even events, and it took them freaking forever to get challenges, and for DLC for us only to get 2 maps, and the list just goes on and on.
Especially with desync. Desync is the worst.
Yeah, they still haven't even fixed desync. That's still an issue that we're still facing.
Right.
So, like, damn. But yeah, I mean, is there any?
Another
Oh, sorry.
setback. You're fine.
Okay.
Another setback is we weren't able to get on schedule with making Machinima because it's been slow. We have been making shorts here and there, especially the 343 short we did.
Oh yes, that one.
But that was a positive. We'll get to that one later. But with with the production of Odyssey, it's been slow until recently.
Yeah, that's right. I guess I could segue into talking about that a little bit, just because kind of Odyssey's kind of been it's been the golden child for CastScarab Studios, and then now the rebranded HCM. The Machinima itself, of course, it's kind of an embodiment in many ways of what I've had to go through as a director, like throughout the years. And when I started on Odyssey, I think I was 17 years old. I'm 26 now. And just because of school, because of life, relationships, like all this external stuff, because all this stuff does affect content creation to an extent, because you can't really perform at your best, and you can't really start doing the things that you enjoy unless you are like in the zone and everything, and like the stars are all aligned properly. And so we had major setbacks over the years, and that's not exactly talking about 2022, but from animators dropping in and out, trying to find voice actors within the year 2022, and even through 2021, when we were finding voice actors for the Odyssey project, we had to recast a fair amount of people. And, that had to do with either, voice actors just not being able to turn in stuff on time, some of them lacking in professionalism in some ways. But when we go into talk about the positive stuff, we've been able to find a fantastic crew for Odyssey, from who was featured in part 1, and especially who we have in part 2 now. We got probably one of the best crews out there, but we'll talk about that later. Moving on, I guess I'll share a little bit about setbacks. Is in HCM, we had an incredibly rough year starting out because we had an entirely different team in 2021. We're not going to mention any names here tonight, and we won't go into too many details, but it was because of creative differences that this part of the team, or I would say, this older team, kind of left, and they kind of went off and did their own thing. They've been doing well, and we all wish them the best over here. And one of the things is that was probably the roughest and lowest point we were at, was the beginning of 2022. I had a guy that I've worked with for like 6 years leave, and he's doing good and I'm doing good, and but the thing is as a team, we always need to have there's no I in team. We need people, and especially people that are willing to do the work. And over the course of the beginning of the year, it was just me. We also had Alexander, and we also had the 1-0 boy, and we were just kind of really struggling to get by. And then, when Nate came along, it's like, we got this guy, that one of the hardest working people I've ever met. He's the reason why we have this great backdrop here tonight with, OBS going on in the background. Why we are able to have such great visuals for a lot of our work is all thanks to Nate. And
I'm a kind of person who pays attention to the attention to details, because I will go over hours just to get that detail right.
Oh yeah, and and then also, I mean, every now and then I'll need to step in and be like, okay, hey, I need you to tweak this a little bit, and then you get pissed off, but like, hey, we wind up creating something good.
You only do this when it's like high council media related stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, it's good. It's good though.
I mean, yeah, like sometimes you do piss me off, but in the end, it turns out great. It turns out better than the previous version. And
yeah, so
we all get happy and have a smile on their face, and then soon later, Cass will come and be like, "All right, Nate, I have another idea. Can you do this?"
I have an idea.
Fuck.
Yeah. So, but aside from just how we lost a very large portion of the original team, and then Nate came on board, then we had Lily Draws Paws, and then Crazy Eve. We're gonna start segueing into the positive stuff, because the positive definitely outweighs.
Yeah, before we
negative.
do that, I definitely have an issue I want to address.
Yeah, that's cool, man. What do you got?
So, I think this was before the old team left, and this was an issue that has been going around in certain Machinima communities, where I have been accused of some things, and people has been accusing me of things that is very untrue. Which,
yeah.
This was.
I've had to help you through that.
Yeah, this was 8 months ago, and I'm not gonna name out anyone or reference their names or anything like that. But oh fuck.
I mean, it's some heavy shit. I mean, we were talking about this with Lazy Bunch and Red Sentiment in another video that we're going to be posting within 2023. I mean, if you want, I could take over for a little bit if you want me to.
I want to say this.
Sure.
Like 8 months ago, when all the accusations started being made and all that, I fell into deep depression where I didn't want to do shit. I didn't want to do anything. And like maybe a couple weeks later, things has been starting to get more heated and all that. And only one person out of everyone came to me just because he wants to know what's going on my side. And I couldn't really provide that much. Like this was just a start. And if you guys are wondering what these accusations are, people have been accusing me of unlawful things such as dating a minor, which I want to clarify. Back like a couple months before, I was 18 and I was dating someone who was 17. Some people automatically think, okay, 18 years old, you're an adult, and you're dating a 17-year-old, she's not an adult. And I can confirm that we're both only 13 months apart. And we go to the same school. I'm a senior, she's a junior. Which, if you guys don't know what that means, I'm in 12th grade, she's in 11th. And we have been dating for 16 months now. We started dating before I turned 18 and before she turned 17. Like, we started when I was 17 and she was 16.
Mm-hmm.
And, she asked me out twice. I didn't ask her out. First time was a friend zone. Second time, I was like, okay, she asked me second time. That means she loves me, so I accepted. But then, like, I got comfortable around with the wrong people where I started telling things I should have not said. And they took it into the wrong idea very quick. And shit got real.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, especially with mob mentality and cancel culture, it's just a crazy scene on the internet altogether. And, it's not exactly, of course, I know that like a lot of the guys that joined us here tonight that are listening in, They were expecting us to talk about machinima and content creation, but we,
W-
just as I mentioned
we're gonna
before,
get there. We're gonna get there.
yeah, we're gonna get there. But I just want to make it clear, like as I mentioned before with Odyssey, it's like you can't really make great content unless all the stars align for you, and if everything within like your hemisphere in the real world is good because it reflects within your work. So
Right.
that's what I wanted to say there. But you could carry on.
And like, I think this was 2 months after this incident happened where I started being more active in High Council Media. Like, I was just a member of High Council Media, and I think this was the second game night you guys were doing. It was you and Alex making the video, and you posted a contest of, we're gonna do a thumbnail contest, and I made one, and you chose it.
Oh yeah, and it was really good. You did a great job with it. Fantastic. The amount of speed that you worked with, and also for how nice it looked. It was an obvious choice.
Yeah.
And
then I started providing more stuff for High Content Media to the point where Cass and Zero saw my interest, and before they accepted me, they did background checks on me, which that's what these.
Yeah, I will.
This team, we always do background just to make sure.
Yeah, I will. I'll take over for that if that's okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's it's one of these things because High Council Media, at the end of the day, was a channel that I made, right? And so like for anybody that joins and wants to be a part of the team, like we make sure that you have a very clean record because we all represent each other here. If the way that I treat people in other servers or online or anything will reflect on the way that other people see other members of the group and vice versa. So we always try to put on a very professional attitude. We try to be, the best versions of ourselves we can be. And, so when Nate wanted to come on board, we did an extensive check where we were looking into everything surrounding the whole controversy. And, what we came to at the end of the day was I remember I was asking him if I could see his high school ID and if I could see his girlfriend's high school ID. And, they didn't have to, but they still showed me that they were in the same school. And I can verify that, yeah, they're 13 months apart. And, and so it's like we were able to confirm, yeah, these two are teenagers. They go to the same school. And, it's like, and everything was good. So with the slander completely just debunked, Nate joined the team. He's been a proud member ever since. And he's honestly been like such a great friend too. Like we chill like almost all the time, laugh, get pissed off at each other, work through it.
A lot of people know that I have a dark humor and I tend to be a little bit of an asshole, quote unquote. But that's how I show my appreciation to my friends. Like, like here's the thing, which true meaning of friendship is you talk shit to your friend in their face, but you say nice things behind their back. And before we ended off here, if you want further proof on the accusations and my situation I'm currently in, I have a document only one person outside this team knows. And now this person sees from my perspective of what has happened to me.
Yeah, so I mean, still like things are looking up. Your name's been starting to get cleared within a lot of the communities,
Thank God.
And like whoever this guy is that's slandered you, and all this other shit.
If these people watch this video, they're gonna know, and it's either they're not gonna give a shit or they're gonna start giving a shit.
Yeah, well, the truth has a way of coming out all the freaking time, and whether if it's something people want to hear or don't want to hear, the truth always finds a way.
Yeah.
But so things are looking up now. So we got some people here tonight that obviously know about the situation, that have been able to hear your thoughts. And I'll say this right now too, with my position within the community, and I've been here for nearly 10, like by 2024, it'll be 10 years. I personally would not hire anybody onto the team if I felt like that they were not fit for the job, especially on the morality side of things and overall being a good person. I only hire good people.
I might be fucked up and like doing some dumb, funny ass shit, like especially a recent video of like Surgeon Simulator where I'm just killing that patient. But I do have standards, I do have morality, and I do have a sense of conscience.
Yeah. So we'll move forward, and we got that done. So
let's move on to the positives. Okay, so the positives.
Yes, this will be good. I want to talk about this, like, because, it's been a long time. We spent a while on the negatives, but now we could start saying that things have been looking up, and they've been looking up pretty damn well.
Even with
We've made
even with content creation.
yes, we've honestly seen such an influx of server members coming to join, the community, and that's such a great thing to see because here we do genuinely care about everybody that joins the server. We kind of wish that more people did talk more because we like to get to know everybody and actually have a community. It's not about just like fulfilling a number, it's more so about building connections and forming a bond with each and every other person that joins us. And
we want to make this more than just a community.
Yeah, like make it a group of friends. And you know and friendship is such a huge thing, and it's something that I would say there's not enough of in this world. But we've been experiencing a lot of very positive people that have come into the server and have been giving it their all. And for, I guess, all of you here tonight too, thank you. You guys came out of your way to join us and to hear us talk. And that's awesome. And so aside from all the server changes we've done, from all the updates to how we have this huge update coming out and how we had to push it back to January 20th, that update is still going to happen no matter what. It's going to bring a lot of very good changes involving security,
in which, by the way, guys,
overall art.
Like, we know you guys don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm gonna let you know on this. Only Cass knows what the fuck is gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna happen with the changes. No one in the team knows. Cass kept that shit by himself.
I am the only one that knows what the new logo for HCM is going to be. It's going to be a fantastic design that kind of pays homage to the past, but also is going to welcome the present. And, kind of is going to embody what we stand for here as a community. And moving on into content, we were able to have such a massive explosion. By, the end of 2021, HCM only had like 745-ish subscribers. I mean, I don't know the number off the top of my head, but I know it was in the 700s. We released Odyssey, we got the number up to 1,000, and now we're sitting at like 2,220.
2,220.
That's dope as shit. That's really cool.
I came into the team and I started editing videos and also started making videos for this channel. Especially that one short that blew the fuck up in under a week. Dude, that short surpassed Female Spartans and gave us what, 50 subs?
Yeah, it was really cool. The shorts we've been pumping out, great content. And talk about the game nights. Game nights for 2022 were super lit. Every single one we always had new faces coming in. Everybody was having a laugh. We got to meet people like Spider Sarge. We got to meet Eve through the game nights. And, that was also really cool too, because Eve's now a part of the team. So if any of you guys in the future want to become a part of the team and everything, sometimes you don't need to have the most impressive resume, or you don't need to be like the best content creator out there. You can literally just join us in events. And if we think that you're an awesome person, you can join up as a part of the team and be a mod for a while until you can figure out what you want to do. And we offer that.
Which, talking about the game nights, there will be a game night season 2, but that will come in summer 2023. So be sure to look out for that.
Oh yeah, that's going to be fun. I mean, we're going to try making sure it's a more baller year than the last year. And, I would say we can look back, especially during the times like when we had the video calls and everything at the end of the game night, and you and Eve were just goofing off, and how you kind of did it was like the funniest freaking thing. We could probably have some kind of recap in post where we'll have you guys see what happened here. It was just the funniest thing, and it's just overall, I would say, just building this community, building this family that we've all worked with. I see every member within HCM that is a part of this team as as a brother and as a sister. Everybody's got these really close bonds with each other, and it's kind of this camaraderie that you don't really find like anywhere really. And that's one of the biggest things that like my goal for when I came back into the community, because I was away for a while. When I came back, I wanted to create a group that wasn't just out to make the best content, but to have a place where people felt like they could belong, a place I felt like I could belong, and where we could all share our interests with each other, not just Halo. Like, we're all people, so we all enjoy other things too, you know? It's just been like just a massive point in time of growth and development, and I couldn't really and especially going into Machinima, it's like, because that's ultimately the bulk why a lot of the people are here.
And especially
yeah,
when I made the announcement that I'm moving my projects into High Council Media.
Oh yeah. And that's going to be cool, because this huge variety of Machinima for people to watch, that's going to be fun. 2023 is going to be a huge freaking year. So I guess with that going, we'll move to accomplishments. Nate, you can start off with accomplishments. I feel like I kind of dominated the conversation here.
Accomplishments, where to begin?
Yeah.
I mean, I could probably start off with reaching a milestone of 2,000 subscribers on YouTube, which that's a big milestone. Even like, we don't consider ourselves as a big channel. We're still somewhat small like the rest. A big channel would consider be like someone who has maybe 5 or 6 digits in their sub counts. And we don't take it into privilege, we take it into as what's the right word?
I say it's more humbling,
Yeah, it's more humbling.
It's a humbling thing. Yeah.
And we always try to find a way to get you guys to come back to these videos, make them different, make them exciting and all that, while also you just hear me saying some weird dumbass shit that makes you burst out laughing.
Oh yeah. And speaking about other accomplishments too, aside from reaching that goal, I mean, Odyssey, even though it was released at the end of 2021, it was at the end. So majority of its growth on YouTube has been during the time of 2022. And I remember we had some pretty pessimistic people that are now gone from the HCM server, but they were saying things like Machinima is dead and nobody watches Machinima and stuff like that. And, I would say...
Last time I checked, Machinima is still happening.
Yeah, and I would like to say here to everybody watching that Odyssey, despite it being a Machinima that I've directed and written, we can look at it as an accomplishment for the entire community. And here's the reason why. Because it takes more than just the director to make a Machinima, as you know. Of course, we need to have our voice actors, we need to have our body actors, but most importantly, we're at this point in time where Machinima isn't as popular as it was back in like the heyday of 2007. It's never gonna go back to that, I mean, but the thing is like, for all those people out there that say Machinima's dead and nobody watches it, things like the Great Isaiah's Machinima, Last Man Standing, things like Odyssey, I'm pretty sure there's maybe 1 or 2 others out there that have reached well past the 4 digits and everything like that. And that shows that people are out there and they want to watch good Machinima. And, the thing is that knowing that if I can do it, which I'm not anybody special, I'm just the same as all of you. All of us could make a good film. All of us can, do something that we can be proud of and that other people can enjoy. And at the end of the day, that's what it's about. Films like, like Last Man Standing, Odyssey, and stuff like that, they provide a sense of hope to this community. And it's important, especially for the longevity of Halo Machinima, and especially for when I'm retired and from when other people are, other directors have moved on. This gives inspiration for other newer people to carry on. And aside from other accomplishments too, being able to have Nate come on and do his work with Blender and all the nice graphic design.
Especially learning how to do textures and objects, because
you've learned so much. That's a freaking accomplishment.
And I've only been doing Blender for about probably almost a year, maybe just under a year.
Yeah, I mean, that's been some really good progress, and you've learned really fast, and that's a major accomplishment,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, I'm still practicing with animation. I haven't gone further into animation, but texture modeling, I'm still progressing with it because I'm still learning new things. Like, especially with this, art right here, the rain, that was my first time trying to do rain. And it took a little bit of finesse, because you might think like, oh, I just place individual objects here and there. No, there were some simple things to do, but to make that transparency takes some advanced shit. Which if y'all want, I just hit my mic. If y'all want to do some Blender and stuff, I'm gonna let you know this. You're not gonna learn everything unless, I mean, you're not gonna learn anything until like probably 6 months in.
Oh yeah, I mean that's I guess when everything starts to really settle down and adhere to what you're learning. I like to actually, if you don't mind, Nate, I like to take some time. Let's see what everybody listening kind of questions they have, either about accomplishments, some things about Machinima, some of like questions they had about some of the rough points that we've brought up. Like, let's hear what you guys have to say. I'd like to take a look right now.
I guess the other thing we could do with accomplishments is developing a set for Odyssey.
Yeah, that was true. We'll bring that up later, but holy shit.
Like, especially when, I was practicing making some certain stuff, and then you get the idea of just saying, all right, can you take that and put that within the set, and let's see how that turns out? And, oh my fucking god, it's getting better and better every fucking time we go back on it.
Yeah, it's looking real good. I mean, I wish we could show people, but that's like top secret shit until
that is top secret shit.
So we got a question from Alexander, and it reads, what would you guys like to do after you're done with Machinima?
Oh.
So I know that you're still a young guy. You're far younger than I am. So, I feel like that you still have time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're only 18, so 19. I mean, like, 19 now. Oh shit. Man, see, wow, I'm fucking up on a lot of
my birthday passed
tonight.
2 months ago.
So yeah, but anyways, you're 19 years old. I mean, that's still like not too far away from 18 or 17, and so you're still relatively young within the community terms, and so you got a while to go. But for me, I guess I'll talk about that. So Alex, I guess when it comes down to what I'm planning to do when I'm done with Machinima is I'm still going to be an active part on High Council Media. I'm still going to run the channel. Machinima is still going to be a thing, but I won't be making any original like CastScarab9 written works. But I'll be helping out with Nate and his Machinimas, also with Isaiah's Machinimas, and then in terms of hobbies that I like to do, I mean, I love to collect action figures like Star Wars The Black Series and Halo The Spartan Collection. And so we're going to be seeing some reviews of these figures pop up on the channel within the year 2023. And then any other collectible items that I wish to cover, I'll also be talking about on the channel. There's also going to be videos too where I really love cars and I'm planning to share that passion with you guys. I also own my very own Japanese sports car from the 90s. It's a nice Mazda Miata, and so I might do some videos on that with some of the modifications that I make, maybe take it some car meets. If you guys are into cars, I'd love to share that. And then maybe animations as well. I know that Nate has had a head start on Blender, but I know that I'm planning to move to Blender as well, see what I could do there, and see what the future has to hold. I mean, I'm 26, so I'm only 4 years away from becoming 30, and a lot of changes. I mean, I could just say from going from 20 years old to 26, there is so much fucking growing that happens in such a short amount of time that it's scary. But it can also be amazing too. You make the right choices, take care of yourself, always strive to self-improve, and you're going to be able to have a fantastic time in your 20s. That's kind of the way that I've been, and things have just been rocking, despite how rough the 2020s have been so far. But I guess that answers that question for me. But I mean, do you want to answer that question Alex has?
What I like to do after done Machinima? To confess, I'm not prepared to leave Machinima, even though I haven't made shit. I haven't made one fucking thing, like a full film, but I do plan on sticking around until maybe, maybe 30. But I'm still going to be around on both my channel and High Council Media, making content here and there. But the one thing I really want to do while doing Machinima content creating is get into the filming industry. I don't know about Hollywood, but doing like other fan films with live action stuff, either like maybe originals or, like I said, found films. But doing live action is something I really want to do. And
Absolutely. I actually want to take a little dabble in some live action myself. Planning to do that when I turn 27. So we'll stay tuned on HCM for further details on that.
And even when I do get done with Machinima, I don't see myself leaving YouTube until like I'm a grown ass adult, growing gray hairs and all that shit.
Yeah.
Because like Cass said, I'm 19 and I still have a long way to go. He's 26, 4 years away from hitting 30.
Yeah,
And
I know.
you did say it's the scariest thing. It's even scary for me because I'm 1 year away from hitting the 20s. Like, I'm over here thinking like, God damn, I can't remember the time when I was like fucking 5, 10. Like, I can remember some bits of being 15 years old, but
dude,
me about hit 20 years old.
It just fucking flies, bro. You know, it does.
Time do really fly by if you don't stop and take a moment just to appreciate what you have.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's cool, dude. Like, so we're kind of on the same boat there. Maybe I can fly you out here and we can
Oh god.
Yeah, so
we're
move on to Sorry.
We're gonna move on to Santinator. Aside from Odyssey, YouTube Shorts, podcasts, and game nights, what else do you plan on doing in regards of content on High Council Media? Okay, Cass, go ahead. You have plans already.
This is a baller fucking question. I love this one, Santinator, very much. Thank you.
You already got shit on the shelf. You can go ahead and take this.
I did mention quite a bit before with some of the things I'll be doing when I'm done with Machinima, but so I'll recap a little bit. So figure reviews, I'll probably be doing some Lego Star Wars stuff. I have a huge Lego Star Wars collection. Doing some stuff on Japanese sports cars because myself and a lot of my friends, we are really big on the car scene. We also know a lot of guys within our local car community. So if you guys are down for knowing things about cars, then there's that sort of thing. I mean, also another thing too is I'm not like the richest guy on the planet. I'm a bartender. So, the thing is like how to get into certain hobbies with certain budgets, can be quite the challenge. So I might be going over stuff like that. And then other content coming, which, there will be an announcement video, is some other games that I will be covering, doing some mod reviews on, doing some playthroughs, and I don't want to spoil it here because I want to make a freaking trailer for it. But, a lot of fun stuff involving other games because games are kind of what bring us all together. It's why we're here tonight. So, definitely stuff on that. I like keeping a lot of my stuff a surprise, but as you can see from what I've already mentioned, quite a handful of things. Live action works too. Really want to start doing that, especially when I'm 27 years old. I want to make some really good live action shorts because, 27 seems to be a good age, I think, to just start making that stuff happen. But that's kind of the stuff I could say on my behalf. What about you, Nate?
I mean, with me doing individual stuff, I don't know. I'm still going to be doing gaming content and Let's Plays unless people ask for some things, which, you guys can come on my channel and ask for content and I'll possibly do them if I can. But for stuff High Council Media related, we have talks about if we all have a meetup and do, live together for a couple months, just, have the team together and the
HCM meetup, that's me some sick shit.
Dude, if we ever do that, I got some funny ass ideas. We could do fucking just random videos, not daily but weekly, where you could we could just do funny shit. Can you imagine us trying to bake a cake without instructions?
Well, I mean, I could do it.
And then you just have me there purposely fucking it up.
Oh man,
content, but
god damn it. Yeah.
What kind of content could we possibly do other than
there's the new Dead Space that'll be coming out that EA's working on. I know you've covered the
I covered
potentially do a review.
Yeah,
on HCM.
I covered. Wait, what?
You could potentially do a Dead Space review on HCM for the newer game coming out.
A game review?
Yeah, that would be sick. I would like to see you do that. You could probably do a freaking great job.
I mean, I could.
Yeah. I guess the next, because I know we don't want to drag on too long, so we'll
right,
just try flying through.
All right, we're gonna do one more question, and
well, I mean, there's a lot here, so let's just try covering them really quick.
Okay.
Like, we'll spitball these. So the next one is, a big thing for me is, the other question by Goofy Fungus here is, a big thing for me is how do you think you should grow as a YouTube channel? Currently, I'm working on with a group of extremely good fellas, and we're almost at 100 subs, but that's over 2 years. Is that good growth? So, here's a great way of, I would say, describing this. I've been on YouTube for nearly 10 years, because I started in 2014, and it's now going on 2023, so yeah, 9 years. And of course, there's some channels to get like 1 million subs in a day, 100,000 subs in a day. And, at the end of the day, we're trying to grow, right? And, the biggest thing, I just realized that Goofy Fungus isn't here, but he can always just watch the video to see how we replied. But here's, I guess, the best ways for you guys to grow, because we did a lot of our growth really recently. Best ways to do it, YouTube Shorts. YouTube Shorts are a great way to get your name out there. And even though that it is short form content, if you create some good shorts, it could definitely help advertise for your channel. People do subscribe and pay attention to shorts. And I mean, I swear by it.
Wait, hang on, pause.
Yeah. Okay, he's got it. He's got it. Yeah, so YouTube Shorts, definitely a great way to boost. Another thing too is when it comes to content, just make sure that you're like paying attention to, I guess, how other people are making videos, like understanding why you click on a video. Like, was it the thumbnail? Was it the title that brought you in? Was it, did it have to do with a certain character or theme? Study these things. And then let's say if you're trying to get into Machinima, since Machinima is a very niche, kind of video culture on YouTube, the thing about Machinima is if you want to get it viewed as like Machinima, like Odyssey, which I'm going to bring up Odyssey because it's my own project, right? And it's gotten quite a fair amount of views compared to most things within the community recently. I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I'm just like being honest here. It's like one of the things that you got to do is like, I wasn't a director from 2007 or anything like that, but I really studied the older Machinimas and understood what made them great, how these other directors recorded their shots, and then I added my own flair to it. Everybody here is capable of doing that. It's a matter of putting the time in and understanding what makes a good Machinima. And, also like studying, there's also a couple of books that I've read too on things like Master Shots, I believe is what it is. I could probably put a link in the description for anybody that wants to check out a book that I've read on screenwriting and on cinematography. And, that's a very interesting thing. But, when you're getting into Machinima, you're really getting into how to make masterpieces, how to make cinematic films. And when we're working in the world of video games and Machinima, we're limited highly by the tools that we are given. So it's understanding how to really kind of push those tools to their extreme and, still be confined like in a certain space. One of my college art professors once said that sometimes some of the best works that artists can create is when they are restricted the most and, have to work with what they have. Machinima is the exact same way. In terms of your growth, 100 subs, I will say that, getting up through the hundreds is going to be a real freaking grind. You're doing a great job, by the way. Don't worry about the growth too much. When you're creating videos on YouTube, first, just make sure you're having a good time, most importantly. And when people see that you're having a good time, then they will come to watch your stuff because they want to take, some of that energy that you are giving through your videos. So that's a big thing. But yeah, do you want to answer the next question by Just a Toaster, Nate?
Yeah. You did the previous question well. That I didn't need a pitch in for that one.
Okay.
All right. So, do you have any advice for someone looking to start in / join the Machinima community? Any advice? Don't take any advice from me because I haven't done shit.
Yeah, but I could cover this one if you want to.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so, a lot of things kind of what I said before pertain to the question as well. It's like we're dealing with a situation within like media, right? That like, it's a scientific fact that a lot of people these days have an attention span that is less than a goldfish. So when you understand that, you need to know then how can I retain somebody's attention throughout an entire video, whether it be 5 minutes or 22 minutes or even an hour, right? And understanding what makes videos fun and what makes them boring, how to make them engaging. And in terms of like, let's see what else here. So how to start in the machinima community. First off is probably, of course, do your research. Watch some of the best machinimas out there. Understand what made them good. The next thing would be is to, don't worry about trying to create something super original and groundbreaking, because, the fact of the matter is we look around and a lot of things have already been done. So it's like Odyssey, for example. Like, it's a perfect example for this. There's been so many Spartan versus Elite machinimas that have been created in the past, and when people like in the hub and other communities question saying, why are you making a Spartan versus Elite machinima? Those have already been done before, and they're extremely overrated. This is never going to work. Well, I'll tell you what, guys, it fucking worked. And the reason why is because people like that machinima, and why do we like the Spartan versus Elite genre is because it takes Halo back to its roots, and it takes it to what it's supposed to be, a video game movie within Halo, right?
Yeah, and like with Halo these days, it's all about Spartan this, Spartan that, Spartan ability, Spartan armor core, crossword, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, like, I guess the Spartans have kind of seen an oversaturation within the years. So don't be afraid to go back to the original genres. Another thing too is just because you're doing something similar doesn't mean you can't add your own twist.
Especially there's here. Let me pitch in a little bit.
Yeah.
There is going to be people who's gonna say, "Oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. You gotta follow what this said, all that." If you are just starting to make machinima, do not worry about what you need to do. Rather, just make whatever you want, and if people criticize it, don't get frustrated with it, because I learned this from my own lesson. When I made Red and Black 2, I took some of the criticism to the heart, but then like I looked back and said like, okay, I should probably see these as like I need to make improvements. But when people give you feedback, either positive or negatively, you want to make sure that you understand what they're saying, and when the next time you're going to make machinima, you can try to follow that just a little bit. Don't just make a second one that strictly says the rule of thirds and, you got to do it from this angle and all that. Always add in your own twist, because, it could either not be original and you could be possibly taking someone else's trademark and all that. Which, by the way, when people say like, oh, this isn't original, like back in the machinima, like everything was original. Almost everything is not original anymore.
One thing that I will say, I think it was something that you said about taking your own twist and stuff like that and rule of thirds. Now, for any of you just starting, remember, learn the rule of thirds, learn these cinematic techniques and rules first, right? Because this is another lesson that I've learned within my time in college and within art, which is you got to understand the rules before you can break them. That is a big freaking lesson right there, and that's stuck with me. It's been years now. It has stuck with me, and it's a very important thing. So keep that in mind. Use that knowledge with how you see fit. But I guess moving on, just because we got to fly through these, we got a bit more to talk about.
All right.
Let's see.
One more?
How does anybody qualify? I guess we'll do one more. So how does anybody qualify for a podcast? So this podcast is our end of the year kind of dev stream. So, this, of course, is for me and Nate, and potentially, for future ones, of course, we'll have the rest of the team here. But for other podcasts, we do our series Big Chillin'. And for Big Chillin', anybody, and I mean anyone, can join. If you have something cool to share, we will invite you, we will listen, and you can get your name out there, and we all just sit back and have a fun time, as the title implies. It's Big Chillin',
we're just chilling. All right, so we're gonna move back on, and we're gonna go through the list. So next one is favorite moments of the year.
Ooh, okay, yeah, because I guess we have to stop the questions, we'll come back to later. Favorite moments of the year. All right, Nate, what was your favorite moment? You're a newer member. I'd like to hear what you as a newer guy has to say about the year and within HCM.
Shit, I'm probably gonna say like the game nights, especially the Among Us game nights. The Among Us game nights was it was the chaotic, and that's why I fucking loved it. It was so chaotic that like you could just troll the fuck out of someone and make some like, especially I did Zero so fucking dirty.
Yeah, you fucking...
I fucking killed Dragon when the event. Eve came around the corner and said, "It's fucking Zero." And Zero said, no, someone was me and killed the fucker. And I just like acted so dumbfounded and like, not knowing the shit, just kind of like, wait, what the fuck just happened? And like, as soon as I won, Anne was like, "You son of a bitch, you motherfucker, you're a fucking asshole."
My favorite moment was when the famous frickin' quote, one of HCM's trademark frickin' lines that you said was invented during the Among Us game night.
"Fuck you, Cast."
Fuck you, Cast. You were like, "It's fucking Cast. I got him."
I think that was like the first ever Among Us.
Dude, that was legendary. Yeah. That was legendary.
And like, it's just... I think it was like your first time playing Among Us. You didn't know what to do. And like, it was my first time playing Among Us, but I had prior knowledge of it. So I was watching YouTube videos and all that. And when you fucking shapeshifted into fucking, what was it? Dragon or Zero?
Yeah, no, I think I shapeshifted into Zero. That's...
And like, I was just yelling out, "It's fucking CastScarab9."
Bro, that was mint.
And like, dude, the Among Us was chaotic, but also there has been some moments within MCC that we have done that was also chaotic.
Oh yeah, like I think it was Jenga that we were playing, or
oh my god,
I think it was Jenga, dude. Jenga was real.
I remember that one moment where that dumpster was coming at my face. I had to duck, and that shit just gave me a fucking haircut. And I'm just like, holy fuck. And then a landmine just come out and just kill all three of us. And like, fuck. Yeah. Jenga was fun. Jump rope was another thing.
Yeah, that was wild. And especially when we got to Duck Hunt and Eve show us her sniper skills.
Dude, the first attempt of doing Duck Hunt, we did the whole fucking match, and Eve was like, "I never got a chance to snipe anyone."
Yeah. Oh god. Yeah. She was not having good luck that night. But she got to do Duck Hunt and got to get the sniper eventually. So that's and I guess some of my favorite moments were, of course, the Among Us stuff. I would say other favorite moments was some of the stuff that happened behind the scenes, really. Getting to know each and every member of this team, all becoming a family. And, it's like at the end of the day, we're not just content creators. It's like we're good friends, and a lot of the experiences that I've had with Nate and with Eve and Maz and Isaiah and Alex and the whole team, it's been things that like sometimes I look back and I think that like through my time being a teenager that I would never be able to relive such important moments of growth or friendship, but like here we are. And like a lot of the things that I've been able to learn from one of these people and for what they mean to me, it's like in many ways has shaped my life, I thank every single one of them. And, I would say, yeah, those have been my favorite moments. The moments where we're all just together having laughs.
Especially the very first episode of Big Chilling. The very first thing you will hear from Zero Boy is, I'm hungry.
Fucking hungry.
I'm fucking hungry.
That was fucking great.
And I just come out saying, "Motherfucker, we just started recording."
Yeah, dude. And I guess we'll move from favorite moments to lessons learned.
Lessons learned over 2022.
Yeah. So
my lessons learned is don't get too comfortable with everyone.
Yeah.
I've learned that lesson 8 months ago.
Yeah, that was a tough one. I had to learn that one too a year ago. I grew so fond of that like original group that was within HCM, and then things just fell apart real quick. And it was one of these things where I felt very hurt. I was depressed for a long time too, and like being able to rebuild that sense of being able to trust people. But other things that I've learned better leadership skills than I had over the course of that 2021. Learning to be more lenient, with other staff. Being able to to become a better listener. To be a good leader isn't to just I would say tell people what to do and to talk at people, but it was about listening, and it's about being sometimes the quietest person. I'm talking an awful lot here tonight, but it's about really, really paying attention to what others have to say around you and learning how to come up with very quick and decisive decisions real fast. And, it was just this huge moment of growth, for myself personally. And, overall, I would say, yeah, biggest lesson was how to become a better leader. And, another thing too is you're never too old to start learning anything.
You could teach
Yeah.
the old dog new tricks.
Absolutely. It's never too late. Never too late. And I'm still 26. Some people consider that young. There are people that are in their 30s that are just starting their lives. I feel that's a little late, but to some, it's not too late. But for some people to pick up skills like that still relatively early on was huge. I guess other lessons learned was how to be a better, not only leader for a group, but a better community leader. Listening to the voices within our comments and within our Discord, and basing our whole community off of your guys' feedback. Anybody here in this video tonight, if you guys want to help shape this community, you have every little bit of power as the rest of us do. And if you, let's say, aren't too happy with a certain chat, or maybe if you want to suggest a video idea and stuff, we listen. We'd like to hear what you guys have to say.
We can go ahead and transition to Machinima plans. And
Oh
boy,
yeah, here
we have a few things to talk about, especially me, because I have some plans for Machinima. Even though, yes, I tend to delay shit. Yes, I tend to make promises and I make empty promises, not fulfill it. But hey, High Council Media may be a turning point for my Machinima production, which, fingers crossed. So,
yeah,
I'll let Cass be the one to talk about this because Odyssey Part 2. So, Cass, go ahead.
So Odyssey Part 2. Oh boy, here we go. So, Odyssey Part 2 is, of course, we are still doing the Spartan versus Elite genre. That's never going to change for Odyssey. But we have been able to, by looking at the past Machinimas from before, and looking at what we can do now with the current technology and disposal, we've been able to find certain things that have never been done in any Machinima since the golden era of 2007. Now, we can't talk about these details too much, but I can guarantee you, yes, we have found some things, and we plan to implement them in Part 2. And, we've been working pretty consistently on making sure we not only develop a great script with a great story, but also a great expanded universe, and also really adding a sense of great mystery. So even after when Odyssey is done at Part 3, people will always want to question and find out more.
Which I will be discussing about Odyssey's future because I have plans for it. And all I can say is I'm not going to be directing a sequel of Odyssey, but there is some plans for references.
Yes. And, we are, for Odyssey Part 2, we have some characters that we're going to be introducing, at the likes of which nobody has ever introduced into a Machinima before, and when you guys watch Part 2, you will be freaking surprised. And, it's going to be a very warm surprise, a very warm and welcome one. Yeah, that's the whole thing with Odyssey. This is getting really hard. When it comes to overall production, because I guess I'll talk about that a little bit too with all of you here tonight, is Odyssey was originally completed years ago. It was a 1 hour and 30-minute long film that did have a start and an end. Now, because of setbacks involving CGI artists and voice actors coming in and out of the project over the course of many years, plus many things going on within my life personally, the project was put off and eventually canceled until it was brought back again within the year 2020 when we decided to go back to working on it. And we got the cast and crew that we do have to this day. So now what does this mean for part 2? Well, certain parts within the original Odyssey cut we will be recycling into the new one, but there's going to be plenty, and I mean plenty of reshoots that are going to be done for part 2 because we want to bring it up to that modern standard and keep the quality that we had in part 1, but we want to even make it 5 times greater. So when the January 20th update happens and we start with the schedule for Odyssey's body acting, we're going to need to do something the likes of which hasn't been seen in the community in a long time, which is to have full lobbies of 16 players doing Halo Reach body acting sessions, which may sound unreal in the year 20, but we're HCM. We'll make it happen.
I mean, hey, if Lazy Bunch can bring out 16 controllers and do that by himself, what's stopping us?
Yeah, exactly. So that's where we're at right now, guys. And for the voice actors that have done their work for Odyssey, I will say to them right now that all of you have done a fantastic job and have been the most amazing cast that we've ever had the pleasure of working with. You guys have been turning in your stuff on time. Everything is almost studio quality with, just how clear and concise and how well articulated the voices are. And we're on the verge of truly creating a great masterpiece.
We are soon about to get into production.
Yeah, so things are looking pretty bright for the Odyssey production. And when we go and we talk about the other Machinima plans, we can't talk about Machinima without talking about people behind it, which I did mention to Caution here in some DMs about this particular subject, which is moving into 2023, we're going to be bringing more people on board for the High Council Media team. And so this not only means that you guys get to be part of a team that, is out there to make content, but to become part of a great inner circle of friends that we all get to have fun and enjoy. And, we also play a lot of games and stuff in our off time, so it's a pretty cool experience. And we want to, definitely open our doors. We really want to share this enjoyment with more people. And so we're going to have plenty of positions open, whether it be a moderator position or a content creator position within the team. And it's going to be a big year, a huge year for us. And for anybody watching, for anybody that's been listening in to us tonight, you guys have an opportunity to become a part of this and to have a shit ton of fun.
And your name will be on it.
Yeah, your name will be on it. So even if you guys, even if I know that there are some out there that might feel intimidated by the idea of working with, a group of content creators, or what's it gonna be like? The answer is we're all just people. At the end of the day, we just do this for fun. And, there's nothing that makes us any greater from anybody here. So if you're already in this server, the only thing keeping you from being able to expand your horizons and try something new is just a simple message away. So don't be shy. We listen. I guess that pretty much does it for Odyssey development. And so now what we're going to do is do something pretty special for all of you here tonight, because we weren't planning. Sorry.
Hang on, we're still on the topic of Odyssey, right?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
So we do have something very, very special. So a while ago, I pestered Nate to the extreme on working on a intro for Odyssey, totally animated within Blender. And this video is going to be the video where we debut it for the first time for all of you to see. Voice actors have been able to see this video early because it was their formal invitation to work on the project. But since we were not able to create part 2 and have it ready by Christmas of this year, we're sharing with you guys the intro here tonight, and we hope that you all enjoy. This was a great labor of love, created, by Nate, and also through, some of my artistic direction here and there. And without further ado,
And I also pitched in my artistic designs.
Yes. Without further ado, we'll have you guys watch the Odyssey Part 2 intro. Hope you all enjoy. Let's get this rolling.
In theaters, come near you.
All right. All right, we're back.
That was baller.
All right, so we're gonna give this a little minute to give everyone's feedback on that. So
Yeah.
what do y'all think about that little introduction to part 2?
I say you're giving Rooster Teeth a
The
run for
lighting
their
was
money.
amazing. Same with the textures. Beautiful.
I'd smash, me personally, just saying.
Oh boy.
Just give it some input.
That's the one thing we're actually having problems with right now. We have the animation part, it's just the textures and lighting are poopy.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Oh, we're on our channel, we're doing something just like random animations.
Well, it's cool hearing you guys' feedback on it. I mean, it's going to be really cool to see this on YouTube for everybody else. You guys are like the first people to see it aside from the voice actors. So, yeah.
I feel so special. Just like my mommy always used to say. She always said I was special. She never told me who Ed was, though.
Alright, so we're gonna move on from Odyssey and talking about other Machinima plans, which we can't talk about anyone else's Machinima projects, like such as Zero Boy. He has his own Machinima ideas that he wants to bring to the table, but we cannot talk about it because that's his stuff. If he wants to talk about it, he can. But I can pitch in my stuff, which I have one current Machinima being planned to be made for 2023, and that is the reboot of Red and Black. Now, you guys probably remember the original Red and Black, where it was just random bullshit, pretty much an RVB copycat. But this reboot is going to be an entire reboot, where it's going to have its own story, its own universe. Still will have some same characters, but different voice actors and all that. And what I plan to bring for Red and Black is to give that comedy perspective at first, but slowly go to where I want to make my films happen, which bring in some disturbing, gruesome, and brutal shit, because that's one thing I want to do. I want to make some horrendous ass shit to make people give them nightmares. And
Well, it's going to be interesting to see you pull that off.
I mean, like, with Red and Black, I don't think it would do some brutal-ass shit that I plan to envision, but that would be for another project, which I'll talk about later. I don't know if it will be made this year, but I have plans for it. But for Red and Black, it will be a start to where I can show some brutal stuff. Because I want to do some brutal stuff. Not a lot of machinima, like, a lot of machinimas out there are more for comedy and semi-seriousness. For me, I want to take that seriousness and crank it up a lot more.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how you do it just because of the limitations within Machinima, but since you've been working in Blender, I'm pretty sure that you'll be able to squeeze in those ways there.
Yeah, Blender's going to help. And I'm going to talk about this project for a little bit, and that is my main project, The Operation. Now,
Yes.
do I see this happening in 2023? Possibly. I still want to do in Halo Infinite, but we just got to see how Halo Infinite goes. There would be some changes that, it's going to be in favor for us, but there's already a lot of stuff that, like, not everyone has the armor sets, the coatings, and here, this and there because of the item shop and all that. Why did I call it an item shop like it's Fortnite? Oh, it kind of feels like one. But the Operation Season 1, if I have to, I'll possibly make it entirety in Blender.
Mm-hmm.
Because Blender has infinite possibilities than Halo Infinite currently has. Because as you can
mean Halo Limited?
Halo Limited, yes. And you guys already see from this image right here where I can make my own character the way I like it, and I made Cass's character back at Halo Reach, but improvised with infinite assets. And
yeah, it looks real good.
Yeah, and with my projects out the way, which there would be more projects coming out this year, but it's not confirmed. It's still on the shelf. But I would like to see the possibilities of making Machinima just purely out of animation. Because animation, like, even if
it's just the animation, it's not even a Machinima at that point. Animation.
I mean, here's the thing. When it comes to animation within Halo's fan film, Machinima, whatever you want to call it, even if it's shit, it's still interesting to see.
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
I'm probably just going to leave off there. And
all right.
We're going to go back to answering some questions,
Yeah, let's do that. Question time.
Woo! So this one's from Goopy Fungus. What game are they using for Odyssey? Halo Reach.
Halo Reach. That's right.
Odyssey is going to always be on Halo Reach.
Yeah, let's see. Then also, okay, so we have the counter. Then we have another counter.
It's just the button
yeah. Oh, this is great. Somebody please on their own channel do a CastScarab9 counter. I will not be mad. I will personally like the video.
If for y'all fans, if y'all want to make some stuff from our content, such as like personal funny moments or anything like that, go right ahead. We won't come after you, say like, "Oh, take this down. You're taking our content." No, we are not like that.
Let's see.
If you want to do like out of context moments within game nights or podcasts or any videos we have ever made, go right ahead. You have free will.
That's actually kind of a good point. Like I think there was this one idea of doing called the NateSpidey18 offensive compilation or or whatever. That would be funny.
And like here's the thing.
Oh, there we go again. I just did it again.
Here's the thing. If y'all ever do those and we find it, all we're gonna do is just post it on the community tab just to give you a free shout out.
Yes, absolutely. So another thing by Goofy Fungus here says, or Goopy. I said Goofy. Goofy Fungus sounds pretty cool too, but Goopy is not bad either. But let's see. So I have a squad of body actors I can call, and I'll have to see if they all have reach. So yeah, if you know people, invite them into the server. As you know, we're a very welcoming group here, and the more people, the better, because for the scale that we're working at for Odyssey, we're going to need as many people as we can to join the server to help, because most of the time we're doing body actors. Some will be online, some won't. And, with a large amount, there will always be people online, and we could get a hold of as many as we need to. So definitely send them our way.
And also, we could also need some PC players for MCC because of the Steam Workshop. The Steam Workshop already has some useful things, such as Night Forge World, Rainy Forge World. I even have the Forge AI menu where we can like spawn in AI elites, Marines, even the Gruta. So the possibilities endless in MCC, which that's funny because Halo Infinite and MCC.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So
Okay.
is there any other questions you guys have? Just either anything about the, oh, I did it again. Okay, so there we go, caution.
Okay.
1462nd. All right, so but is there any questions you guys have just involving overall HCM, Odyssey content, Machinima, or any content opportunities that you guys might want to have within the server or the channel or whatever? I'd like to hear what you guys have to say.
Is there anything specific you would like to see us do? How do you become affiliated with High Council Media?
Just ask.
Just
That's
ask.
it. You just ask. That's it. Oh, these are some good questions. These are some baller questions. I like these.
When next game night? When does summer 2023 starts?
So, Game Night Season 2 is going to begin in May. We always host during this just because that's when the most people are available to have fun.
Oh, okay. This one is a good one.
This one's very good.
Will you do Machinima reviews? Cass, you had a talk about me doing game reviews. You could probably do Machinima reviews.
So, when it comes to Machinima reviews. Animation's something different. When it comes to Machinima reviews, I've seen some other content creators do it in the past, and they don't seem to gather as much attention, but I'm pretty sure that if it was done correctly, then we could make it happen. I feel like that instead of it being like a let's watch, yeah, doing a genuine review, going over the cinematography, the voice acting, and everything, I feel like would be a very good way to go, and I really wouldn't mind doing that in the future after I retire from Machinima, because at that point, I would have, I feel, enough experience to where I can definitely give a very good and honest review, because I'm still learning techniques. So, that ought to tell you something right there too. Even as long as I've been doing this kind of thing, you're always learning new things. So I feel like that once I retire, that will solidify my knowledge a little more, and then I really wouldn't mind going back and watching other people's Machinimas. So I hope that answers that question.
What kind of animation will you be doing, Nate, for Odyssey?
So we can't talk about the room.
But the animation I would be doing is, like people walking in and lights here and there, like make shit happen kind of animation. So I
could also tell you a little just because I write the project. So Nate's also gonna be doing animations involving some ships as well. I mean, we also might be outsourcing to a couple of other animators just in case, because if the workload gets too hard, I don't want it to be too hard on Nate. But it's going to be things to do with, as Nate was saying, walking, ships, especially things like Covenant and UNSC. There's going to be a couple of other things we can't talk about here, but you can go ahead, Nate. Sorry for hijacking that question from
and possibly, I don't know about part 2, but possibly, just possibly, fighting animation.
That would be interesting.
Like I'm nothing like Buck, but I can possibly learn from him. All right, let's move on to some questions. Here's one from Alexander. Well, I remember Cass wanted to do a versus the world Machinima. Are you still maybe doing that?
That one, if I had to make a Machinima during my retirement, where I could spend as much time as I wanted and feel so pressured to deliver a series, I really wouldn't mind doing something like that, just as a fuck it Machinima, there you go, add another one, guys. So, but yeah, a versus the world Machinima, just like how Arbiter and Mike used to do back in the day, I would be sent down for doing that, especially if I'm not the only person working on it. I think it would be a really fun thing to bring back.
Here's another one. How many editors do you have? Currently 3, and that's like the main team.
Okay, so we are going to be doing some openings for people to join HCM during January 20th. We are looking for some more editors. We're actually looking for, I'm pretty sure it's going to be like 3 more editors, give or take. So if you are good at editing, or even if you have basic knowledge and you want to start learning with us, then you can join the team. We'll teach you what we know, and we could probably be learning from you from some things as well. And plus, we are always,
And plus, it's always nice to have different editors to give in their unique type of editing. I have my own, I just hit my mic. I have my own sets of ideas of how I edit my videos, and sometimes it'll be lackluster, but sometimes I'll just put so much effort into it.
Yeah.
And
sorry.
And it'll also be nice to have, a group of people with different sets of ideas and, how things will go, such as transitioning, effects, possibly even green screens. Because
Yeah.
that's something I really wanted to do, but sometimes I will have those videos where I can't really fit that in.
Not only that, but we also are right now a very small team, and we try delivering a studio quality effort for everything we do. So if you want to become a part of what we would also consider to be like a non-profit studio, this is the group to do it in. And one of the things that we also try to do here is try to improve and learn from each other, right? But then if you're really interested in marketing or digital media, you're able to take these skills with you, and you could go into any job and you can apply these skills in an actual work environment where you will be making money. So we are also here to help raise each other up for the next steps within our lives. So even if you are a very beginner editor, and if you want to really put in the time and show your effort, we will take you in. We really will. And, we'll raise each other up like how we've always done.
All right, so we're going to make this one our final question. This one's from
Yes.
Pudgy Hamster. As a beginning machinimator, do you have any tips, tricks, or general suggestions that I should try?
So I know a very good one. When it comes to machinima, there is one very, very common mistake a lot of early machinimators do, which is, I like to call it the zoom in and move camera style of recording a scene. You'll see this done with a lot of the beginning machinimators, where they'll do the scene where it's a wide camera, isn't zoomed in. And then as soon as a character walks down the hallway and into shot, they will then take the camera, zoom in on them, and then move the person, and then sometimes zoom out again, and then show both people. Don't ever frickin' do that. You don't see them doing it in the movies. Don't do it in your machinima. Just because it's a really, really basic technique, and I see so many beginner machinima makers do this. You will not see this within my machinimas. You'll not see it within Digital Viruses or even Arbiters or within Darknill's machinimas. You won't see that technique. You won't, because they don't use it. It's kind of considered to be like a beginner or entry-level style of recording a scene. And I mean, for me personally, it's a little bit of a pet peeve, so take that as you will, guys. So I would definitely study, I was saying this before, but definitely study earlier machinimas. And understand the humor that was brought by these machinimas back then, understand how they do their action scenes. Don't be afraid to put in the time either. And here's why. There are some machinimators out there that are doing a couple things wrong. They're saying, number one, they're not in it for the views and the likes. First of all, if you're not in it for the views and the likes, you're lying to yourself. You're on YouTube. You're trying to build an audience. You need, the algorithm to work with you in order to do that. And it's not bad to think that way, because it encourages you to keep trying new things and to expand yourself. The next thing is, nothing good ever comes easy. There are some people that I've watched some of their videos talk about how they've made their mission surprisingly really easy to edit. Wrong. If you want to make a banger machinima, it's never going to be easy. Understand that we go through life as especially as we're all young men here in this group, right? So talking about it from that perspective, life for us is like climbing up a mountain. It's always going to be difficult. There's always going to be a lot of trials and tribulation. Brought in, pretty much no value at all. Because we have to work hard for it. And so that applies to machinima in many ways too, or just making movies or any in general. You gotta put in the time in order to reach those next steps. So that's my advice to you. Don't rush it. Take the time. Learn all that you can. Have fun. And when you're doing all of this, people are going to notice, and they will watch it. As a very famous movie, build it, and they will come. And I swear to you, they will. So That's what I got to say there for that question.
All right, I guess that pretty much wraps up the dev update.
Yeah, so I guess we'll have closing statements. Nate, want to start off with your closing statement?
2022 was such a goddamn roller coaster year. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's shit. But
Yeah, that's true.
But sometimes in those shitty moments, you got a chance to grow as a person and learn new shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
And make new friends and trust new people. Like, if it wasn't for high counts of media, I probably would have been gone just by choice. And if I was gone, none of this would even been happening right now. But hey, here we are. We're here,
we're here because of you, man.
Dude, we're also here because of your fucking mindset, your direction, your attitude. We're all here.
Yeah, we're all here because of each other. You know, that's the coolest freaking shit about it.
We are more than friends. This is fucking brotherhood shit.
Yeah, exactly.
So, all I can say is 2022 was a roller coaster fest.
All right, so I guess I'll go. So, anyways, guys, you know, again, and I'll say this time and time again, thank every single one of you. You guys are truly what make HCM. You know, we are here to, you know, create this content, but without you guys, we would have no drive to make it. So you guys are the heart and soul of what makes us, and, you know, appreciate every single one of you. You know, 2022 started off really rough, and we've had some rough times along the way. Some of our, you know, most important staff that we've had as a part of this team have been going through some really rough times out there in the real world. Some of them are really sick right now. Some of them are having problems with family. Some of them are also, you know, just experiencing new changes in their life, at which they can't be here with us tonight. So for these people, you know, we, you know, as the HCM team and as a community, wish them all the very best, and, you know, wish them all the love and support that they could need to get through any single challenge that comes their way. And we are rooting for them 100%. And when it comes to content, when it comes to, you know, just personal growth, you know, we've all experienced it so freaking much. Like, I remember when I found Nate, when he, you know, came to, you know, HCM's, you know, doorstep, and, you know, the man was practically destroyed, you know, and, you know, it's like I saw him and Isaiah saw him too, and we were like, you know, we need this kid needs to join us, you know, you know, he has so much freaking potential, and he's not a bad person, and he deserves to be with a group of people that respect him and will give him the chance that other parts of the community don't have. And we don't get many chances in life and with people. So, you know, to be that kind of person to offer a chance is an important one. A very important one. We're human. We always make mistakes. Like, for fuck's sake, you know, especially with all the mistakes I've been making with numbers. I won't go back into detail because it's being edited out in post. You know, we all make freaking mistakes. So, going into 2022 with all of you guys, I wish every single person here the very best. And spend time with your family, you know, with your friends, do what makes you happy, and just know that you have a whole community that, even though that they are nothing but usernames and text online, that these people are here to help you, and are also here if you need to, like, ask a question, or if you want to share a hobby or interest, that even if it isn't Halo, we are here, you know. And that's what makes HCM, and we're going to continue what we're doing for a long time. And, you know, we're in it for the we're in it for the long run, baby. That's the way it's always been. So, appreciate you all very much. Have a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, and have a Happy New Year when we'll see you guys on January 20th. So, that's all I gotta say.
And that will be it for the Dev Podcast. So if you guys have enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, let us know in the comments on what you guys want to see next. And for the audience that is here, any final notes from y'all before we end it off for tonight?
Are you sure I can't get free food?
Bruh, like, hey, look, we get the office up and running. Send you a freaking, we'll send you, like, I don't know, what do you like? Do you like Chinese food, Subway?
Look, man, I'll take anything. I'll take a singular Skittle. I'll take, like, half of a penny you found on the floor. Like, I don't mind.
All right.
I'll fight you for that food. I'll fight you for that shit.
Okay, so here's the thing. We'll have the nice
Gosh, you cut out majorly right there.
Why do I always cut out? Freaking,
no.
I swear, the Matrix is trying to censor me.
Let's get better micro.
It's not the mic.
It's not the mic. But yeah, no, we'll just have we'll free food. Free food. Okay.
Free food.
There we go. All right. Free food.
Can I have free food?
All right. Anyone else wants to add in other than free food?
Goopy, stop with the gritty.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh my god.
God damn it.
He said he'll do a gritty for every
I'll
sub.
do it. I'll do the gritty. I promise. Every
determined.
sub, boys.
Mr. President, get that!
Oh my god.
Honestly, I think one of the major points that people should realize is don't let mistakes stop you from going forward. Mistakes happen throughout the world and throughout people's lives, and they are honestly there to prove yourself and to make you better with everything that goes on. And me personally, I think every mistake is just an opportunity for growth. And that's all I gotta say.
Amen to that, brother. Really.
So I just found out what HCM was because I had a guy who knows a guy in my Machinima, and I'm like, it's so cool to see that I'm very early to the Machinima scene. Like, I found out what Red versus Blue was like maybe a year ago, but like it means it's so cool to see that this is still going on. This is still a thing. People are still going forth and making these, even though these games are like 10 older than that years old. It's just so cool to see. Keep doing this. It's so cool.
Yeah, we're gonna keep doing it for as long as we're able. You know? Like, yeah. And also, like, I think yeah, it's Pudgy, that's you talking, right?
Yeah, that's me. That's me.
Yeah, dude, like, you know, it's so cool to have you on board too. And you know, like, your enthusiasm that you bring on board, and you know, it's like when I was mentioning stuff earlier about how probably the most fantastic voice acting cast imaginable, just because, you know, at the end of the day, when we're working on Odyssey, it's meant to be a free project. It's meant to be something that costs $0 to make, and to inspire people to do what Machinima was intended for. It was intended for, you know, start off with nothing, make an awesome action movie with nothing but a controller, a capture card, or a game DVR, and, you know, a TV and a computer, right? And, you know, it's like when all these other voice actors, animators come in and throwing a bill at your face saying, oh yeah, well, you're gonna have to pay me this much per line, or, you know, this much for an animation. That's what, in some sense, is killing some of the best ideas in this freaking community. You know, we come here to do this as a passion. And, you know, do I feel like that people should get work? Absolutely. But I feel like when we work on Machinima, I feel like that it's in a certain place to where we can't ask for those demands right away. And we need to just get Machinima back on the map first before we can start asking anything like that from anyone.
We need to make Machinima great again.
We need to make it great again.
Alrighty then, so we're gonna go ahead and end it off. So, before I end it off, everyone go ahead and say goodbye.
Alright, see you guys next year.
There you
Yeah.
go.
In the next
I
episode.
have back pain.
Bye, everyone.
Everybody have a great night. All right. Have a great Christmas.
Merry Christmas, happy holidays.
Merry Christmas, happy holidays.
And we'll see y'all next year. Adios.